Hi, and welcome to the SoCal Yearbook Gal Education Series designed to inspire, encourage, support, and make your life easier. This week we are on week 2 of the October month 3 yearbook production plan, what to do when. And we're really going to be focusing on staff development today, and that's working in teams and pairing experienced and inexperienced staff members together. And I have a little idea for that for you guys. But before we get going on that, let's talk about people and connections. If you have not yet received your portraits, now is a really good time for you to ask about that. So you should have already had picture day at this point and retakes. And so as soon as you have those, make sure that we get your portraits. And sometimes nowadays, it used to be in a CD or a DVD, and now it's typically just a link. But make sure that if you're not uploading those photos on your own, make sure that you send them to us so that we can do that for you. Also, keep tabs on the changing calendar, especially with everything that's going on right now. We have to make sure that if sports are being canceled, or if they're maybe bringing back an event, or like dances or something that we didn't do last year, make sure that you keep track of that so that you can add it to your ladder. Because remember, your ladder this year is probably not going to match your ladder from last year. So we're going to, some events have been just flat canceled, and you're just maybe never going to get those back. But there will be some events like dances or other gatherings where we didn't do it last year, but we did it the year before. So make sure that when you're creating your ladder, make sure that is that you're taking into account the events that you used to have in addition to the events that you're getting back now. As far as retouching, preparing images, be really careful with retouching images. I definitely would not recommend it. I've seen some things in the news, and I think that, like, I tell all of my new advisors, your one job is to stay out of the news. And so I did see just recently I saw an article about a school, and they added more shirt to a girl because the shirt was too low, something like that. Like, please do not ever do that. If you need to take another picture, but don't alter, even touching up blemishes on somebody's face without them asking you for it. If it's like a senior picture and they ask for it or they pay for it or something like that, that's different. But please don't just go in there and start altering stuff. You don't want to like take off a birthmark or something when you were like, oh, I was trying to be nice. No, let's stay away from doing that. But if you're taking like a really cool picture for a divider, I have like Palisades Charter High, they do really amazing divider pages. And if they're going to do a huge photo shoot, obviously they're going to be modifying, retouching, preparing those images for the book. So just be really careful with the images that you do retouch, because your job is to tell the story of the year, and retouched photos don't necessarily do that. Also, you are continuing the sale. This is under book and ad sales and promotion. You're continuing the sale of business, parent, buddy, group ads, page sponsorships, all of that stuff. If you don't know what a page sponsorship is, I love those, because we know what buddy ads are. We know what the senior ads are and what business ads are, but page sponsorships are kind of special, because you can actually go to a business if you like doing, or if you want to do business ads, you can go to a business and say, hey, if you can't swing a business ad in our book, would you consider sponsoring maybe the boys baseball page or something like that? It could be like a pizza shop. You say, would you consider sponsoring this page? And all you have to do is down in the folio, you say, this page sponsored by, Frankie's Pizza or something like that. And it's such a cool thing. You charge $25 or $50 or whatever it is. And down at the very bottom, that's all it is. It's just a line that says this page is sponsored by. And that's a really cool way for businesses to support specific teams, but also another way of making money. If you think about how many pages are in your book, if you had a page sponsorship at the bottom of every single page and every single one was $25, oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. So maybe consider doing that. It still requires, sales and going out there and talking to people, but you have a lot of potential in sponsorships. You can do that for kids too. You can say, hey, if you want to, sponsor a page, you can have maybe a quote down at the bottom, and you can sell those for even $10. It's still money. So something to think about. And then the last one on staff development for this week is to work in teams, and you're pairing the experienced staff members with the inexperienced staff members. And when I used to coach girls lacrosse, we used to call this big sister, little sister. And it was so awesome because you have these kids who have experience, they've been on the team before, and then they're working with the kids who haven't ever been on the team before. And you always have the kids who haven't been on the team or who don't have any experience in yearbook, or in my case, it was in lacrosse, they always have somebody to go to. And so I would have the practices at the beginning of the session. I would have them practice together so that they can kind of work on technique together. You can do the same thing with your yearbook staffers by having them kind of sit down together and maybe create a spread together. And so you have like your younger staffers or newer staffers with your more experienced staffers. And it really, really helps. And if for nothing else, it helps build that community and it build that partnership in your classroom. And it gives your inexperienced staffers somebody to talk to if they have any questions. So not every question is going to your editor, or worst case scenario to you as an advisor, because those are a lot of questions. So I love that idea, working in teams, pairing up those kids. You can call it whatever you want, but it really is a cool thing for your kids, and it helps build a team. So I hope that helps. I am really, really excited about your books and how everything's going to turn out, and especially that team building. Good luck, you guys. Talk to you soon.